Hey guys, thanks for tuning back into the channel and welcome to part 2 of this little UMX J3 Cub. This is actually the XK. I think it's by WL Toys. There'll be a link in the description. And this is the A160. I'm calling it the J3 Cub because that's what it is. It's not officially licensed or anything like that, but you can kind of look at it and tell what kind of plane it is. And in part 1 we mentioned that we're going to do some modifications to it, and here we are. This is part 2, and show you this little camera. You can get these from Amazon. I don't remember what brand this is. This is an all-in-one analog FPV camera and transmitter. It just takes the little UMX plug. I forget what they call that, but you can see it just hooks up to the little one-cell UMX batteries, and today we're going to be running it on a 220 milliamp. That's what I happen to have with me, and I'm not sure how much juice that this little camera will take, so I wanted to make sure I had enough power. You can purchase these on Amazon for under $20. There's a couple different kinds. You'll notice that this has a tiny little switch on it right there, and that's for selecting different channels if you want to fly with other people or change your channel. There are some available for under $20 that have a miniature channel indicator screen, like a little LCD screen on the side of it to tell you what channel you're on, but this one doesn't. But these are just really cheap. They're again analog, so they're not going to be really clear, but they are super lightweight. And maybe in another video, I don't have my scales with me today, but we'll weigh that and weigh all this stuff. And here we got a little wind gusting up. Earlier in part 1 video, we estimated the wind to be around 10 miles an hour, but after checking the weather, we recharged the battery and it was actually gusting up to 13. So it's not going to be a real smooth ride, but I wanted to show you how we install this. We also have this little camera, and this is kind of nice if you're setting up FPV stuff and you just want to tune into your camera and check your camera angle and make sure everything is working correctly without putting your goggles on and off. This is Solo Good. We'll leave a link to this in the description. I think it's like 60 bucks. Has a built-in battery. There's your rechargeable AV and stuff. It does have a card for recording, and it shows recording when you record. It shows that it's recording it on the SD card, but I tried it yesterday, and when I put it onto my phone to play back the recording, the file was encrypted or encoded or something. So keep that in mind. I was not successful in getting the video to play back, but we'll show maybe some flight footage, and it'll be from these Fat Shark goggles. These are the Fat Shark Scouts, and you can purchase these on Amazon as well for, I think they're like $160. Come with this nice little case. They have a built-in battery pack. You can charge it with Type-C. There's a headphone jack, AV in, channel selector, band selectors, channel selectors, scan, a little joystick here to adjust different things, and then to record, you have to push down on this and it starts the recording. There's your antenna. Let's see, what do we do with our antenna? Here we go. A little omnidirectional antenna that comes with it. I think they call these like a mushroom or something, and they're pretty nice. There's your power button. On this side, you have a little micro SD card slot, auxiliary. I believe that's for power if you want to run another battery on it. This takes a 18650. Let's see, we show you the battery pack in here, and I did charge it up. There you go. So you can have extra batteries with you, which is a really cool option. It's not real bulky. You don't have to have something hanging off of your goggle strap. Has an SD card slot, so you can record and play back, of course, on a computer, on your phone, and I did test that, and that works good. These are analog, and you know, the resolution is nothing like digital. Most of my experience will be with the DJI Digital and some of the CADX Air units, which I haven't put out a lot of videos on that, but look for that this coming spring once the weather gets nice and consistent. Anyway, without further ado, here we are with our little J3 Micro Cub, and we'll show you how to install the camera on it. In part 1, we mentioned not to glue these in, and here is why. You want to be able to take these quarter turn pins and loosen those so your wing will pop out on the back side first. Wiggle it, slip it out of the front. You'll notice here, probably if you can see, that I took my pocket knife and I just cut a little V in the little skylight plastic, a tiny V on either side. The reason I did that is a super easy mount for this thing. It has a little bit of like a shrink tubing, but then where the cable is where we're going to put that little V. And so we're going to slide the wings apart very carefully. I'm installing my camera, well, I'll just do it like this, but make sure that your wires stay behind your camera lens. You don't want to hook everything up and then end up staring at some wires. You have your aileron servo leads. I'm going to try to get this back in here. It's a little tricky, but man, is it ever slick, and a very quick way to mount this in here. I am a little leery because I don't know how much this little camera will heat up, and so I'm going to try to be really careful about the fact that it doesn't have any air ventilation. So all the windows and everything in the cockpit are all sealed up. I'm going to pull this little lead up here because I'm going to plug my little UMX battery. I'm going to try to put a piece of Velcro right here and see if that will work, to just plug the battery in right when I'm ready to take off, to try to help with heat management. So try to get it in that little V. My wires, trying to change the angle of it. And of course, we're going to test it here in just a few moments and make sure that everything is pointed the right direction for us. Alright, see if we can get this back in here. Put it in the front, press down the back. These need to be pressed together so these little pins will work. Oops, here we go. Quarter turn. These pins can be a little bit finicky, but they are pretty slick. I mean, it's a slick way to mount your wing on. I had a piece of Velcro on here earlier. It lost a lot of its stickiness. We'll see if it'll hold it. It might come off while we're flying, but that's just something we're going to take a risk on. Okay, we're going to turn this power on. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well on the screen. We're going to put it right here, or on the camera. We're going to plug this battery in. We're going to make sure it's pointed the right direction. Let's see. I'm going to look at it. It doesn't look too bad. It is at an angle slightly. So let's see what we can do to straighten this up a little bit. There we go. I think it's because our power wire, I pulled it up too tight. So let's loosen it just a little bit. Let me lift this up. Give it a little more slack, because when you pull the back of this, when you pull the power wire up through the wing slot, then it tilts kind of cants the camera back. Now we want it looking a little bit scale. It has a nice little scale dash and seats and all that in here, and just thought it might be a good opportunity to try it out, see how it works, see what we can see. I gotta get this wing lined up. There we go. Whoops. There we go. I think we're onto something here. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna check this. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, I think it's still leaning a little bit. Contrast is not real good, and it's not a... I can move around a little bit. I think that'll be pretty good, though. The little V that I made might be a little bit big because it has a little bit of movement. But like I said, for a very temporary FPV setup, you know, I think it's pretty cool. So let's give it a try. Let's go ahead and put our battery in. We're going to turn our controller on first. Remove the battery cover, slide it in. We're going to connect it up. And then try to get it right side up. Oh, our throttle stick was up. So it doesn't connect when your throttle stick is up. That's a safety feature. Okay, tuck the wires in here. And we're leaving the FPV camera unplugged because they generally will produce some heat. I'm not really familiar with how analog produces heat, but I know that little camera can get warm. And because there's no air circulation in that canopy in the cockpit area, we're going to plug that in just before we take off. So here we are, trying to line it up a little bit. Okay. We got that going. I think our gyro's turned on. It's like safe mode, but it's not really safe, you know, because it's this knockoff brand. Okay, let's get our goggles turned on. And I have not flown this with goggles. I don't have a lot of experience with fixed wing, so this will be interesting with analog. Should be fun. All right, We're going to power it on, stick this little battery. This is a 220. This might be a rather large pack, and it's probably going to affect the CG. It's about 13 mile an hour gusting, and so we don't expect to have a super smooth flight. But let's try it out. Tell you what, a lot of times you should maiden it without having your head in the camera, but I think I might just go for it. Let's see, we have something up in the corner. What is in the corner? Oh, that's me. Okay. All right, let's see how it goes. This might crash, we're not sure. I'm gonna hit the record button. Please insert SD card again. Let me pop it out and put it back in. Okay. It keeps saying please reinsert it. Huh, wonder what's going on. I just used this SD card yesterday, this micro, it's a Samsung micro, and I reformatted it. Waiting for SD card, please insert it again. That's no good. Playback, record, okay, opened up a, let's try to format the SD card. I hit this little joystick and held it down, and it actually opened up a menu, DVR menu. Let's see, let's hit record. Manual, let's do manual recording. Oops. I don't know how to get out of this. The menu. Uh-oh. Huh. Sorry guys, there's not much to see right now because I'm trying to figure out how to get the screen recording to start. Let's do auto loop. Here we go. I think it's recording, so if it is, you'll probably be seeing it on the screen. Okay, the contrast is really poor on this, and it's really fuzzy compared to the digital. But I think we have it, so let's try it. It's going to be bumpy. Nice. Oh yeah, this is fun. For a micro, bring it back around here. Oh yeah, this is cool. I see us down there, but not really clearly. Gonna dive bomb us. There it goes. Yeah, so it's not really clear. I'm used to the digital. But as you can see, I'll hopefully be able to post this footage in the screen on the side of this video, and you'll be able to see. Man, I don't have really good resolution, so it's hard to tell where the poles and the fence and stuff is, but I can tell the ground and kind of see the landscape of the area. Okay. Not too bad. I think it's going to be a pretty rough landing. So I'm going to try to get a nice approach. Well, let's see if we can get some altitude. Is it climbing up pretty good? A little bit. There's a pole up there. Let me get some altitude up here. Not really impressed with analog. I might try to look into some micro digitals. There's hands off. It's got the gyro, and you can see it's kind of rocking from side to side. The wind's really fighting it. Let's see if we can throttle down, come in. Oh wow, the wind's really blowing it. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't think the CG is correct on this. It does fly a little heavy, and you don't have a really wide open view, and because of this analog system, it's just not super clear. That's probably what a lot of guys are used to. Let's see if I can come in. It's going to be hard because I can't hardly tell where the ground is. There we go. Not bad. Oh, I was going to say it didn't flip, but I guess it did at the end. All right. Well, that was fun. First micro FPV flight I've ever done, especially with a little fixed wing. Oh, look, we lost our wheel. That little wheel, I'm going to have to work on it. because it's just too flimsy. So the wheel might be a weak point. Maybe it needs floats. That would be cool to have floats on it. Anyway, there it is. Hope you enjoyed that. A little something different. And with the coming remote ID rules being enforced this coming March, I think 16th of 2024, I think a lot of people are going to start exploring options of the sub 250 grams and flying. And you know, a lot of people, I'm connected with local flying fields, RC flying field. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the battery off because I don't want this to get too hot. But a lot of guys fly at RC airfields, but not everybody does. You want to fly in your backyard, you want to fly at a local park like we are today, and you don't want to have to worry about remote ID. Well, just get something that's sub 250 grams and keep your flying freedoms. I don't think anybody's excited about the remote ID. But anyway, there it is. Hope you enjoyed that. Maybe you'll want to get it set up, and don't forget to subscribe. Like the video if you liked it. Leave a comment. Share it with a friend that you think might enjoy getting into flying. Again, this is a plane that you could teach yourself how to fly with the gyros, and sort of like Safe with Horizon Hobby Safe. But very cool little option, very scale, and a fun little experience. Already got a nice little cockpit details and stuff in there, so it worked pretty cool for this little FPV. And maybe I'll try I think Walk Snail has a micro digital system, so maybe I'll try that. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take a minute to subscribe, help grow the channel, grow the hobby, and tune in again for the next video. We'll see you in the next one.